Good morning, my little potato chips. How you doing? Well, it's all over. Christmas is over, and I just thought about. I went on the tubes this morning to see if I could see any wee videos to watch. And obviously it's Boxing Day, and people have hangovers. I don't drink, so I don't have a hangover, which is a good thing. And I just thought, over the next few days, what am I going to do before the end of the year? And I don't have any new knives coming in. I've still a stack to review, but I've no new ones coming in. But I just thought I'd run back over this year of some of the knives that I'd got that were unusual to me, or they were different from knives I've had before. And I thought I'd run through them, and I'll maybe do three wee videos between now and the end of the year. I'm going to pick half a dozen knives, or six for you metric young fellas, that I've bought that I wouldn't have thought that I maybe would have bought at the beginning of the year. Well, maybe one, maybe two I might have. But they're just knives that were different to me. And I'm going to leave this as an open tag. If you want to join in, pick no particular reason for any knife, not because it's new or old. Something you got this year that you've enjoyed that maybe you weren't expecting to enjoy. So there we go. Simple long run on how to do something. Here we go. I'm going to get sick. 1.5 minutes and I haven't even shown a knife yet. Right, what am I going to show first? Do you know, I'm going to show this first because it's probably the most inexpensive knife that I got this year, but one that I really, really like. Now, it's a slip joint with a pocket clip. Goes against the grain for most people, but in a little pair of shorts or a tracky bottoms or whatever you're wearing, what a great little thing to have. That's not going to jump out of your pocket. Say you're going for a jog or something, but you want a knife with you. Not that I jog anymore, I must admit that. But even if you're just around the house and you want easy access to a knife rather than get into your pocket for one that's in a slip or something, which I've been carrying quite a lot of, this is a handy little knife to have. It's a little Boker. I can't even remember what the blooming name of this one is. What is, does it say on these what they are? This is a Heine Haynes edition. It's in 12C27, and it's the sort of Boker version of the sack knives, the single bladed sack knives. And I just think it is so superior. It's G10 scales. It's You can take it apart. It is just lovely in hand. I can get a full four-finger grip of a really useful blade. 12C27, perfectly good steel for a little knife like this. And it was one of those knives that I just got and I thought, oh, I really do like that. And again, quite inexpensive, but great little edge on it. Comes with a great edge. Boker do put a good edge on their knives. So there's one that I got. I've got it more. I'll just get this for the channel. And then, as it happens, I like the blooming thing. Now, that happens quite a lot in my life. Now, let's take that out of the way. Another one that I got, and I've just recently got it, but oh my goodness, do I want some more of these. Now, I haven't done a full review on this yet. This is an abalone. It is absolutely beautiful, abalone shell. This is one that's just got bits of abalone with just a cover over the top of it, the compound, it's just, I can't tell you how lovely it is. Lovely long clip on that there. Absolutely beautiful. This is a GEC, and this is the number 38 pattern, which was never a great popular pattern. You can probably pick knives up, now maybe not abalone, but other knives in this pattern easier than a lot of other knives because it was never over popular. But to be honest with you, it's a full four-finger grip and a good choil up here. The knife's not going to close on you, but it is a beautiful, something like a toothpick, but just beautiful in hand, I have to say. A beautiful single-bladed knife. I don't know what the double blades or even if they do them, but that is a stunning knife. And the abalone surprised me again because I didn't really have much in abalone. I've had knives that I've got. In fact, one of the ones I'm going to show you has a wee bit of abalone in it, and that sort of set off this inquisitiveness into abalone. So a lot of the things this year I bought are to do with knife scales, knife covers, whatever you want to call them, that are different than what I had. So my collection is growing, not maybe in all one style, but it's handle materials are now becoming as important as the blade shape or even the knife shape. which again is new to my thought process, but it opens up another whole raft of, especially with slip joints. Your cover materials are just so important to the knife, never mind the shape or the usefulness, but just aesthetically, the cover material means more, I think, on a traditional knife than it does on a modern knife, which is more of a, I don't know what I was looking for there, but no. But anyway, that's it. There's an abalone. That's something I never had before. The other thing this year is wood. I've never really been a wood lover. Now, I believe this is like a cherry wood or something. I am not sure. I can't remember. I haven't got the box. I literally just got these out of the drawer because I couldn't find a video to watch, so I thought I'll make one, and hopefully others will follow. Um, this is a Shatton Morgan I got from Mike's Knives down in Devon. Um, it is stunning. The wood grain in this has really set off my want for wooden knives. Now, Slick Slicers is to blame. He has had some beautiful desert ironwood and other woods this year that have really sort of set me off on this road. But I managed to nab this one and I am over the moon. And again, it's funny, it's long and slim, which was never my um, go-to knife for a traditional. Long and slim was never there. But again, this is a beautiful blade shape. Look at the swedge at the end of it. And this is when Shatton Morgan were making a really beautiful knife. Like, look how tight that is in the back spring. It is just a lovely knife. Very, very useful knife, especially in the kitchen, or if if you take your food to work with you to eat in a canteen. But what a lovely knife to cut your food up with. Now, this is one of 30, so it's, whether I'll use it too much for hot food. In fact, I can probably tell you I probably won't use it for hot food, but I'll use it for other things. The only thing with this and a Shatton Morgan, it seems to be a problem that I've been told of, and the seller told me this before I bought this, and I got that this was a reasonable price. This is well under 100. Um, is if I don't know whether you can see it, their shields are never in. There's quite a big dip. Look, can you feel? There's quite a big dip on this side, and it's smooth at this side. So Shatton Morgan are quite famous for not doing the shields particularly well, but just the overall outlook of that knife is just stunning. I love it. I really do. I can look past things like that. As long as it cuts and it looks as nice. And in hand, this just, I have to say, is a stunning knife. But again, it's a blade shape that I've never really gone for. Now, where are we now? Let's go with maybe a more expensive. Well, it's not more expensive. I suppose this was about 100 odd, just over 100 odd. But it's a knife I never thought I would get my hands off because there's some of the other models are just too expensive for me. This is a quiet. Oh, I'm not going to get that. There we go. It's a quiet carry and a quiet carry West. It's a slip joint. It's a beautiful little knife, titanium. The blade stock. I can't even. Is it D2? I think it's D2. Let me just look. Yeah, it's D2 on it. But really sharp, thin blade. This is a real wee slicer. Beautiful little knife to have in your pocket. But again, it's a slip joint with a clip. And I'm finding this clip is a nightmare. I do have to adjust it. It is so tight. You can get it over silk trousers, but anything else, it will rip the trousers to shreds. So I need to force this up a wee bit. I just haven't done it. And funny enough, I haven't carried it that much since I found out just how tight that clip was. But again, a lovely little titanium slip joint. And I was trying to get away from titanium and D2s and all that sort of thing. But when I had the chance to get this, I just jumped at it because I just love the aesthetics of it. It's a beautiful little knife. Again, it doesn't look it, but it's a full four fingers. I have medium large hands, and that's a full four finger grip without any problem. Really lovely little slicer, and really glad to have that in my collection of slip joints. Lovely, lovely action on it, and I love this four dotted. It's on both sides, which seems to be Quiet Carry's moniker, if you like. There we go. What have we got? I've got two more. One that really shocked me that I liked. This is a big sunfish. Now this is a no name I got from AliExpress. I'd bought the marbles elephant's toe, and I really liked it. But it's a two bladed, and It's cumbersome to use, to be perfectly honest. For me, I know other people like them, but I just find them a bit cumbersome. The blades are big. When you're gripping the knife, it's a big enough knife that you could do hard work with, but not with a two-bladed one. I didn't find it comfortable. So I seen this, and it was a single-bladed knife. Look how thin that is compared to the big, thick elephant toes. And this has that abalone on it, and that's what sort of started my quest to get an abalone knife. I just thought that was beautiful across there. I don't particularly think it goes with the jigging, but I love the fish shield there. But this sort of set off this thing that goes in my head, something I get in my head, and then I have to chase it up until I find one. Can anybody else identify with that? But it's a lovely etching. And as just a knife to have in my collection, I'd probably not use this much. But if I wanted to, let me tell you, that is a monstrous, that really is a genuinely great work knife. Beautiful big high flat grind. It comes down reasonably thin too. I don't even know who the maker is. I've seen them well, look, it's Chinese, so I've seen other companies that are using this and they give them a name. This doesn't have a name. It's no name, no steel. I would say it's probably 440A, but an absolutely unusual knife for my collection. And now I've got the elephant's toe and the sunfish. Again, nice for the channel, but this I would take any day over the two-bladed elephant's toe or sunfishes. The single blade just makes such a difference in carry. Never mind weight, it makes such a difference in carry. So I'm really pleased with that, and lovely to have that in my collection. Now, last but not least, is this wee one. This is the George Wolstenholme. This is the zaixel. These have been, George Wolstenholme has made knives for a very long time. And this is one of the ones that I got from Etsy, obviously second hand. I would say probably the 30s to 50s, but it's very hard to tell. The markings are not always so clear. There you can see it on there. Wolstenholme. There you go. But this was a really lovely example. I think this cost me $45. I think before I had said 35, but I think it actually was 45. But a beautiful little clip point. Not maybe as decorative as GEC and things like that. The fit and finish is maybe not just quite as good. It's not quite centered, but it's a solid knife. There is no movement. And a lot of British makers, even going back a bit, they made some great knives. They're back. This is not perfectly tight, but it's so solid in hand. It is a gorgeous knife, and I use this regularly. It is, I bought these as users, not for collectors, and I've enjoyed carrying the older style knife. Really, really nice. The blade reminds me of poker clips. I don't know whether you can see that with that long pull, and there's never really much swedges on poker knives. They're quite plain clips. Now plain, but very, very nice. But that's what it remind me of would be poker. Listen to that snap. It is in absolutely great condition. And I could hold this in different ways, and you'll not see that gap, as such. But it's really doesn't bother. It's not loose or anything. There's no wobble in it. There's nothing. It's a solid little work knife. And that came into my collection this year with the rest of these. I'll throw them all up here. I hope you'll agree that it's quite a very little collection. So if you're sitting in the house and doing nothing, for people like me who love watching videos, just do a wee video. Just pick up 6 knives that you've got this year and do a wee video, and let me see what you've got. I've maybe seen them before, but let's run over, maybe why you like them. Quick little video, 14 minutes. I always do it. But let's have a look at yours. I've enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Christmas towards New Year. And I'll do another couple of these before the end of the year because I enjoy doing them. Take care. Bye-bye. Paddy's away for a cup of tea. Bye now.